getting away from those turnips as much as he possibly could, but in the end, it wasn't enough. And Blazing Possum from Philadelphia moving on. And now we got another New Jersey representative coming in to try and save Jersey here at the Forge.
Oh, it's the meta! It's the
Ladies
meta!
and gentlemen, welcome to Palutena vs. Palutena.
Dittos.
We got the great Gonzales versus UtopianRay.
On the Gons, using the black one. This is the one I use.
On Gons?
On Gons?
On Gons.
On Gons. Here we go. You're going to see a lot of neutral layers, ladies and gentlemen. It makes perfect sense that we're going to Pokemon Stadium. I personally believe this is actually one of Palutena's best stages.
I actually really...
Her Nair strings are just so potent on the stage because even, you know, like if she's doing it in the center, she'll land a couple Nairs. It doesn't matter if you land on the platform or flee from them because the pressure from neutral air is still totally free.
Now here's the thing.
It's easy as hell to be able to do that on those platforms and then continue the strings or just ladder with up airs. Continuing with that, you know, Palutena just has all those options on the stage and she has plenty of room to play the close range or the far range game if she has to because being one of the best characters in this game, she has all the tools for it.
So now here's the thing. You're actually a player who's played Palutena. You may not bring
my secondary.
Yeah, you may not bring her out as much in bracket, but you play her constantly.
Yes.
In this Ditto that you have to see so often yourself, what do you have to do in this situation if you're Gons or UtopianRay?
You just gotta be the better player.
And how do you do that with Palutena? Do you just hit the buttons? Or what do you do?
In Dittos, notoriously, it's usually the player who plays lamer. And that's not all Dittos, but it's sort of notorious for Dittos that it's usually the one who presses less buttons, just forces the advantage better.
I don't think
I don't think for Palutena Dittos it's necessarily like a matchup specific thing. Like, look at that. Gon's just nared, and then UtopianRay just nared above him after that whiff nair, and both nairs whiffed. They're just gonna keep doing that until they land them, and once they do, it's whoever's combo execution is better.
See, is that playing lane though, or is that playing smart?
What's the difference?
You call it lane, but it's precise and calculated.
What's the difference?
Fair, but
I meant lame in like a good way, dude. I hope you know that. Like, lame is just an esports.
No, I understand. But like, this slow play style is what works for this character. This is the meta. This character can throw out moves like a back air right there off stage. Greg Gonzales taking a 2-stock lead right now.
UtopianRay. And I did make that mistake. I thought Gons was the black Palutena. I apologize. The black one is UtopianRay. My mistake. And the neutral air, not going to be able to take it from the other side of the stage, but forcing him to go back to the stage with the explosive flame, but a neutral air from that close to the blast zone will absolutely do it because that move combos, it starts combos, it ends combos, it kills, it does my taxes, it mows my lawn, it mows my taxes, it does my lawn, it does everything. And it just depends on which one is going to be able to land their neutral air first to be able to get those strings. It is the great Gonzales who tries to link it up with a back air, but that quick forward air coming out from UtopianRay able to end the combo right there. That is actually another thing that Palutena's forward air is immaculate at, besides just being an amazing neutral tool combo starter. Pretty much everything I just said about Palutena's neutral air.
As you say, it's a combo starter. You saw right there, he got the two, UtopianRay got the 2 neutral airs back to back and was able to catch the tech with an up smash just because it lasts for so long on the platform. But right now, UtopianRay has to be a little more aggressive, has to get this damage output going. You said it yourself. These characters are basically going to do the same thing. I'm just going to stop talking because Gonz just won that game. That's all I need to do.
That is the great Gonzales going up game 1 against UtopianRay. A man facing off against a man from the land of the Palus, saying we got some pretty damn spicy ones over across the bridge ourselves, my friend.
You got to understand, New York is absolutely the land of the Palutenas. Their entire
it's
PR,
Skyworld.
Their entire PR this year was literally based off of Palutena.
I know.
Every single player and all their characters were just Palutena dressed up as that character.
Yeah, because they know the meme.
It's a thing.
They know the meme. I'm surprised Xeno hasn't been renamed Skyworld at this point.
I'm definitely not surprised that they haven't renamed that.
I am surprised because pretty much they're all Palus.
Because I would not change Xeno. But
well, that's just your decision, Drex.
The neutral air is coming out right now.
Oh, no,
the forward air into the explosive flame, and that's what I love.
Oh my God, on Gonz, is this a 0 to death?
I love that follow-up of the explosive flame to the jumping neutral B. That works so much. That dash attack sending Gonz high. Gonz has not landed a hit on UtopianRay yet, and that explosive flame is going to send high and far. Not going to do it. Gonz still not able to get a hit in. The back air sending him far. That neutral is going to do it, and that is a 0 to death on the hands of UtopianRay against the great Gonzales.
My word.
If you want to talk about the start to a match, that's how you start it off. And right now, UtopianRay has not taken a single hit.
He hasn't. He already JV'd him essentially for the first time.
There it is.
There you go. No JVs. No
But
JVs.
it doesn't matter. He took that first hit. Yeah, Gonz is starting to get this string, though. That's what matters. I don't care if you get like 6% and you're good. Gonz is doing what he needs to do, and he's keeping on the offensive and getting all the strings he needs to. He's almost tied the percentage up, down 1 stock, though. UtopianRay could keep this going for a lot longer and put Gonz in a very dangerous situation if Gonz doesn't change something quickly.
Explosive Flame. The DIing and not DIing, drifting around it in the tumble state. Now he's got him off again. UtopianRay still firmly in the advantage right now. 1 whole stock above the great Gonzales right now, and only 114% on this man. Neutral air by the ledge shouldn't do it, but a back throw will absolutely instead. Great Gonzales evening out the stocks right here, only a 70% differential as he drags him down with the up air right there. And here we go. We got the battle of the neutral airs again. This is the neutral. These guys heard about neutral, and like you have to play neutral in fighting games, so they figured I should do the neutral air because it has the same word. That's essentially how Palutena mains think, Drex.
The risk reward for the neutral air is so positive. It's so in Palutena's favor that there's no reason to not do it.
Oh, what a hell of a read on the forward smash right there. That move ends on like something like frame 50. I think is its final active, no, not final active frame, final frame, like of end lag. So, frankly, I'm really surprised he went for a read that hard because that move is incredibly punishable. Palu's got no ground game, am I right?
Palu's got a ground game, but here's the thing. Palutena is known for an aerial game, but Gonz losing his second stock down to his last stock here. UtopianRay at 80%, 2 stocks left. Gonz has to be a little more patient, but has to get this damage in fast if he wants a chance to beat UtopianRay and take this set 2-0. You gotta think, we always talk about what a character does, what a player needs to do. How about the fact that Gonz started this game on a 0 to death? That affects your mindset a lot.
Yeah.
You go into a game confident, especially after you win in game 1. The second a 0 to happens in your opponent's favor, that affects your mindset a lot. And that's not something that we don't talk about enough, the player's mindset.
Dude, Gonz is a robot, man. Gonz is an absolute robot, man. Things like that just don't faze him. He just, whenever he gets 0 to death like that or something like that happens to him in a match, he's just like, okay, I know what I have to do. I have to adjust immediately. That's all he's thinking about. All he's thinking about is the game itself. He's not thinking about the potential results if he wins or loses. He's not thinking about what'll happen if he wins or loses. He's just thinking about what it's going to take for him to win the actual match. That's all it's going to take for him, like playing the actual game, you know? Just thinking about what's happening in-game, nothing else, because if you think about anything else, you might just find yourself distracted and you might lose, and Gonz knows that. He knows that all too well, my friend. He's a robot at this point. His mindset is broken.
Right now, these neutral airs coming out from Gonz, he may be broken. You may be correct right now. Gonz in a really good situation, coming back from the depths right here with this string on UtopianRay.
He's in the lead now. He's in the lead now. You see how he brings things back? And that's a grab. Bear jumping out of it. The percentage just a little too high at that point. Gets Barrett off the stage for his own troubles. Has to jump above the explosive flame. Really good explosive flame placement, forcing Gonz to go high there and drifting around it and just, in a sense, keeping him in the disadvantage. Because the thing with explosive flame is that even if you don't land it, as the back air is going to do it for you, it's not going to do it for UtopianRay. I spoke too soon.
Oh, that was a dangerous situation. That was almost free for UtopianRay. That neutral air that was almost perfect like that. It's the exact same situation, but Gonz is still alive. It's something, dude. The will of the great Gonzales, not gonna die.
My
161.
God.
And still, Gonz is in this absolute negative right now. But that back air, not gonna do it. That back throw, sorry, not gonna do it just yet.
Another back throw coming out. Kidding me, man. This guy's DI on Gonz. It was amazing, but he forces himself off stage trying to catch him with the neutral air.
Gives up stage advantage.
It gives up stage control, yeah.
That's going to do it. He gave up stage control because he thought he could get that neutral air off, and it actually played more to UtopianRay's favor. Got a safe recovery back to stage, able to take the stage. It was literally 100 to 0, and they immediately turned to 0-100, just like that. It's literally that one move changed the game.
He fought so hard to try and bring that back. Gonz, this is the eye of a legend. This man's will is second to none. He's like a damn Terminator who's just sent here from the future to do one thing and one thing only. That's just win.
Again,
to just win, dude.
I need to commend the offstage play of UtopianRay in that set. He was doing literally everything. The angling that Utopian Ray had on Gonz was perfect. That neutral air was almost free. I'm surprised that he didn't get the first one, but he saw with the rest of the two that he hit, it was perfect angles, perfect offstage play. Utopian Ray could have not done anything better in that instance. The only thing he could have done better was actually kill Gonz earlier. But what can you do when he did everything perfect?
It's a testament to Palutena as a character, my friend. Like I was saying, Explosive Flame, you know, putting it off stage, even if you don't hit it, it forces your opponent to like reel back in and around it and keeps them in disadvantage. And that's what it did for Gonz right there. He got forced off without that jump, had no choice but to up B farther, and then the neutral air placement was perfect. Palutena just frame traps for free so easily. Like you said, it was the best offstage play that could have happened, while Gonz's offstage play was just a little more greedy as he went off stage for that neutral air to try to catch him once, and then he wound up losing the stock.
Because here's the thing, if you're in that position where you're constantly off stage, constantly in a negative, constantly about to die, the second you get that positive back, don't you say to yourself, maybe I want to finish this as fast as possible.
Yeah.
It's why he went off stage. He had the mindset of, okay, Utopian Ray has a lot of control, let's finish this as fast as possible, but it cost him in the end. And right now, we're seeing it once again. Gonz in a really bad offstage situation, able to get back to stage though, throwing out aerials was Utopian Ray, but Gonz able to make it back to neutral, and we're 50-50 with the stage control again. Both characters throwing out projectiles, auto reticle and explosive flame, but it's Utopian Ray with that neutral that's gonna take the first stock.
Yes, sir, my friend. Utopian Ray up an entire stock against Gonz, and the set count is now even. All of a sudden, my man is in a much better position to be able to take this set against one of the highest seeds of this tournament. I don't know what Gonz is as the back air, not gonna do it. I don't know what Gonz's actual seed is, but number 2, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that was higher than Utopian Ray's seed with no disrespect to him.
Gonz is number 2.
Yes.
I think Wishes is number 1.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Here we go. Neutral airing. Not as the back air is going to do it. I like what Utopian Ray did right there is that he neutral aired and didn't, instead of just like spacing it in front of Palutena, which she probably would have been able to grab because she has melee Marth grab range for some reason. He instead realized that that's what Gonz was looking for. He was just waiting for, to shield grab him right there off of that nair and instead drifted behind him. But Gonz is not playing Ness anymore. He is now playing a top tier who's able to punish and kill him for that with a back air. That's why Gonz with a top tier is so scary. He essentially does the same thing with Palutena as he does with Ness, or like he used to do with Ness, except now he has just way more options because the character as a whole is just better, you know?
It's a testament to the player, as you said, once again.
Yeah, for sure.
But right now,
good DIY.
Testament to Utopian Ray, once again, putting constant pressure on the great Gonzales, and Gonz right now, on Gonz, is on a little bit.
It's on alert.
A little bit of a negative side right here. Down a stock here, and Utopian Ray is not stopping with this pressure. We saw a very commanding game 1 from Gonz, but game 2 and 3 have been all Utopian Ray. Yeah, they've been closer. It's not complete destruction from Utopian Ray, but Utopian Ray is keeping control a lot and putting all the pressure he needs to on Gonz throughout these past 2 games.
Both goddesses just jumping around in the neutral right now. Only one of them has to approach, and that's the great Gonzales. Utopian Ray does not have to do anything. He is up a full stock.
Double dash attack coming out from the great Gonzales right there.
I like that back air. Did you see Utopia? I'm so sorry to cut you off, but did you see that back air that he did? He did that back air because he knew if he got hit by the explosive flame, he could have used the invincibility of the shield to get around it. That was just genius. Utopian Ray's a genius. Anyway, go on, Drex. You were saying words.
Down throw into down throw. Get in the shield coverage there. But right now, sending the neutral, sending Gonz to the other side of the stage. Dash attack, sending Utopian Ray to the other side of the stage. Both characters just trading back and forth right now. But Gonz needs to be the one to take control. Down a full stock. Utopian Ray still with 2 left. Ooh. Oh, sorry, correct me. 1 stock left.
You were correct the first time, except it changed just afterwards, my friend. The neutral air. It's going to launch Gonz off as Utopian Ray is down to his final stock off of an SD. Forcing Gonz to air dodge back, and then the back air should do it, and that's Utopian Ray going up 2-1, and he immediately said run it back. I saw him. I can read lips. It's one of my talents.
Also, I don't know if you realize, this is loser's 8th.
Yeah, I do. Gonz is on his loser's bracket game.
Gonz is on his last game here.
Which, like I said earlier, is huge for Utopian, because Gonz kind of wins everything around here.
Gonz has been.
Am I not gonna have to cast a bracket reset in Brands?
If you actually
for the first time,
if you actually watched
in like 3 weeks,
if you actually watched on the MHG YouTube, they uploaded this past week. They uploaded a recap of this Smash Ultimate Weeklies throughout New Jersey, and in every single grand finals in that video that was shown, except for South Jersey with Salty Joystick, you see Gonz. every single grand finals was Gonz.
Insane.
This is how important Gonz is to this New Jersey scene, taking every single weekly and every single recap that MHG showed on their YouTube.
Honestly, arguably more so than he's ever been. I remember his real huge, I mean, he was already ranked, like, when it happened, but I remember his huge breakout tournament when he got top 8 at Royal Flush. That was, like, his huge one. And, yeah, so, but now, like, I think he's, like, more, like, notable of a player than he's really ever been, especially just in terms of, like, the regional scene of Tri-State.
And you need to think of where this player has gone from. Do you remember
where this player has gone from,
Do you remember who Gonz started with in this game when this game came out?
I don't.
He started with Belmonts.
Oh, this game. I thought you were talking about, like, when he, like, first started playing.
He started with Belmonts and was still winning.
Yeah.
So to pick up Palutena and then start winning almost every single weekly and getting at least top 3 in almost every monthly that Smash that happens in New Jersey, it's a testament to this player.
Yeah.
And it just shows how dangerous this player is, not the character. It's not a matter of how dangerous the character is. We all know Palutena is a good character.
Yes.
It's a matter of how dangerous the great Gonzales is, how threatening this guy is. He will come to your state and he will take your stock.
Or he'll just stay in his own state and take that stock. Or he'll break his shield.
As I say that. Oh.
The false goddess taking out the real one right there.
Did he just teabag? He just elite smash taunted on him.
I don't blame him. You know, some players definitely be like that. But yeah, I believe that was one of Tri-State's first Ultimate Regionals ever, actually, that he won over something like 120 or almost 200 players. I don't even remember how big that tournament was.
What tournament?
I don't remember what it was called, but he won it. That was the first tournament he really won with Belmonts, is when people really thought Belmonts were a really good character.
You're not talking Smash Adelphia.
No, it was not Smash Adelphia. I forget what the tournament was called. I have no idea. I'll ask Gonz about it later. Anyway. Stocks are even. Only a 20% deficit between these players right now. UtopianRay, though, is up an entire game over the great Gonzales, just in case you are tuning in just now, which is huge. If this man is sent out of this tournament at 7th place, my word.
But again,
it's gonna be a first for a while.
This comes back to player mindset, because you got to understand, Gonz is dangerous alone. Gonz is dangerous when he's winning. You put Gonz in a losing situation, and that's when Gonz takes it to 110%. That's when Gonz is on his hardest difficulty. Yeah. That's where Gonz literally becomes the final boss of NJ. And this is where UtopianRay really needs to prove himself and show that he can take this set over the great Gonzales in loses ace.
Oh, I think we all know he can. It's just a matter of, like, Gonz being on the huge hot streak that he's been on for, like, the past, ever, for, like, the past couple months, really, and especially these past couple weeks, resetting brackets, and after reset brackets, my friend, in grand finals, after being sent to losers, UtopianRay might finally just put a stop to that right here.
See, the thing is, though, Gonz is doing a really good job of keeping constant pressure on UtopianRay. He's letting him back on stage, yes, but he's keeping him specifically to the left side of the stage. Gonz is not letting him cross that Pokeball. He's keeping him on the left side of the stage. He's keeping him in a box. He's not letting UtopianRay move around at all. Gonz knows exactly where UtopianRay is going to be. And look at this right now. We're seeing the up air strings to 47% on UtopianRay. Gonz still with both 2 of his stocks left. And now, is this where Gonz ties it up? Is this where Gonz takes it to a game 5? Is NJ still in this right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in it more so than he was before, up a full stock. Right now, it's all on Gonz to see how he can tack us this damage on and just see how much percent he can get on UtopianRay before being forced down to his last stock, almost ending that really early with the up smash, but Palutena disappearing into the void with that teleport for a second.
Yeah, I was very surprised that up smash actually did not hit. That was a really good coverage from UtopianRay, covering the high recovery. That back arrow on the ledge is actually going to do it, and Gonz, right now, having UtopianRay at 74% and off stage, good position for Gonz, that down tilt into the forward air. What's Gonz going to do? Another down tilt into forward air. Explosive flame coming out.
Down throw, Bear. No, he ran out of stage to work with. Tried to go with the fair right there. Not even sure if he had enough time to reverse the aerial rush. The back throw. Gonna launch him off, but not going to kill right there. And again, forced in a ledge trapping situation. Bearing several times to try to force him to roll. That's exactly what he wanted. He was conditioning him to actually do that roll right there, which is why he back aired 3 times. That's textbook, my friend. That is just textbook conditioning right there. Neutral air. Not doing it from center stage just yet, despite the crazy high percent, and none on the great Gonzales except for these double nairs right here. Reacts to where he's going to go with the explosive flame. Reads several times with these up airs and these neutral airs. He's got to land right here. Tries to frame trap him into a back air right there, but instead waits till he lands on the platform. With the neutral air, doesn't get caught with the back throw right there, but the back air by the ledge will be able to do it. And we are
ladies
going
and
down to
gentlemen,
game 5.
You can see this crowd forming around. They're just back airing. They're just forward airing. They're just explosive flaming. We're going into this game 5 of this Palutena.
You can see it behind
right
these
now.
guys. Look, right on screen behind Utopian. Look at that.
You see this crowd forming. This is some of New York and New Jersey's best players in the ditto of one of the best characters in this entire game. And right now, Gonz has this momentum carrying in. Yeah, UtopianRay was getting... This is the thing, though. Overall, he has that momentum coming in, but UtopianRay got that huge string. And look at this string right now. The momentum is shifting constantly. No one is keeping it for like a good amount of time. They're going back and forth with this. And right now, Gonz is still having a little trouble right here, especially when it comes to landing from the air. When Gonz gets into the negative, he's having a hard time landing against UtopianRay right now.
Couldn't have said that any better myself. I like that jumping neutral air in, catching him off guard because he did it a little farther than most neutral airs are one to connect. Forward smash right there would have definitely done it right here, but not able to react in time. Even a win box, if the forward smash would still exist in this game, would have done that.
He's baiting the he's baiting the bad recoveries. I really like that play coming out from UtopianRay right there. Gonz with the forward air to the dash attack.
It's one of the greatest Kevin Nanny quotes of all time. Have you ever thought about maybe you're playing bad because I'm making you play bad?
Got a good point
Classic
right there.
Conditioning, my friend, from one of the greatest to ever do it. Down tilt.
Recovering low, not getting the down tilt off.
The timing was just a little off from Utopian in the back air. Not going to be able to do it from center stage with the explosive flame, forcing Gonz to jump and then go low yet again into another ledge trap situation. Rinse, repeat, my friend. One Palutena gets the other one off stage. They explosive flame to force them to go somewhere that they don't want to go, and then they're stuck into a ledge trapping situation.
You want to talk about your conditioning again. He did the exact thing you were talking about last game. The back air, conditioned him to roll through it, gets the back throw. And in that situation, it's tough. What do you do? Especially as a character like, wow, that forward air actually going to do it, killing him off the top and in the corner. But what do you do in that situation? Especially with a character like Palu.
I think they can if they time their neutral get up right. The invincibility will allow them to get back onto the level.
That's a very specific timing situation.
It is a very specific timing situation, but it is possible, is all I'm saying.
There's also
you got to think about it like a Gordo ledge trap, like when you're fighting DDD. There are moments where every single option is covered. You just have to do the right option at the right time.
Yep.
That's what matters.
There's also the possibility that Gonz could miss-space himself. There's a possibility that he could miss that grab option.
Yeah, I don't think Utopian was accounting for that,
No.
Possible.
That's a situation that, if I were UtopianRay in that situation, I would have a hard time getting out of that myself. But right now, UtopianRay, once again, on ledge. Gonz doing a really good job of keeping him off stage. But now, here comes UtopianRay with these neutral airs, trying to follow up with the up air, but Gonz able to tech on the platform and avoid it. Down throw into a forward air, but to no avail. Out comes the directional air dodge towards the ledge. Gonz once again sending UtopianRay off stage. UtopianRay at a high percent, 123, far off stage. That's going to do it. That was insurance. That was insurance right there.
Gonz. Gonzales somehow fighting back from the depths of
wow,
from a
nice
2-1
drag
deficit.
down neutral air into the up airs. That was a really good play there by Gonz. It's so simple. It's just such a simple concept, but can rack up so much more damage. And Gonz right now is over a full stock ahead of UtopianRay in this situation. What do you got to do as UtopianRay when you're in such a negative at this point in such a really impactful game?
I don't know, man. Great Gonzales.
This is exactly
fighting back from the depths.
This is what he has to
hell.
do. He's baiting out these bad recoveries, and that's exactly what UtopianRay has got to do. He's got to force Gonz off stage as much as possible, force him into the bad recoveries to punish with anything possible. The up smash, the up air, the neutral airs. Once again, Palutena has so many punishable options by herself that literally almost anything that Gonz does could be considered a quote-unquote bad recovery. You can two-frame with the down tilt even if you recover low close to ledge. You can get caught by the up smash or up air if you recover high. Palutena has so many ledge guarding options, and both these players excel at that, but Gonz SDs went down to the final stock.
All the way to the bank, man. This is the money stock right here. He needs this more than anything. You know, we take those in Tri-State. I'm sorry, but we do.
And
here
right
we
now,
go.
UtopianRay at 97%.
It's Palutena, man. You're down, but you're not out. And the back air is going to force you to not be down. He is off without a jump, though. And the good angle on the uppie right there is going to cause him to go around the down tilt right there. It's Palutena, man. You can never counter out. All it takes from this character is one neutral air string, a couple up air strings, and then all of a sudden, the damage is close enough to the point where you're going to almost be able to kill already. but Gons, of course, firmly in the advantage. He's pretty much lapped at over 100 more.
This is where, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is where we saw Gons get, oh, that was scary. I'm sorry about cutting you off there, but that's where we saw Gons really fall earlier in the match. Wow, that was a bad situation. Once again, Gons struggling off stage right now against Utopian Ray.
He didn't want that forward air. He definitely wanted to just like back air and back off stage. They just want to keep them off stage. That
Gons is slowing down. Gons is slowing down. Gons is starting to really take patience, throw out these explosive flames, throw out something like that dash attack that will kill off the top. Wow. And Jersey, great Gonzales, moving on from this loser's eights. That was a dangerous situation. You can see Gons taking a sigh of relief right there because that is such a dangerous situation for him at that point. You see that Gons, especially towards the end right